The Demise of the Witches by Maya Gleaton. The Salem witch trials was a bad time for Salem, Massachusetts. Over 200 people went to jail for being wrongly accused of witchcraft. 20 people and 2 dogs were hanged because they were also wrongly accused of witchcraft. After all these hardships, good came around. When Governor Phipps's wife was accused of doing witchcraft, he prohibited any further arrests. In 1702, the court finally made these trials unlawful. More than 200 years later, Massachusetts apologized for all that happened in 1692. In the winter of 1692, 2 girls of 9 and 11, daughter and niece of Reverend Samuel Parris, have started to act strangely. The girls suffered terrible convulsions, spasms, and high fevers.
What do you think caused the Salem witch trials?
I believe the Salem witch trials were caused by the Puritans' belief in the supernatural. When things happened that they couldn't explain, they turned to things like witches and the devil to explain them. This was based off of
The girls said they had been bewitched by a woman in the village. After more girls fell ill. Because no one in the village knew what these symptoms meant, they thought it was the devil's magic. They found what might be happening from a book, Memorable Providences by Reverend Cottonmouth. People believed that what was in the books and started an investigation, the Salem witch trials.
Do you think the Salem witch trials were fair?
No, I don't think the Salem witch trials were fair, because in order to save yourself from being hung and tried as a witch, you would have to rat somebody else out for being a witch, which is not true because no one was really a witch. So you'd have to sell somebody else out in order to save yourself.
Do you think ergot caused the Salem witch trials?
I don't think it necessarily caused the Salem witch trials, but I think it played a part because it caused hallucinations, and no one knew this because they ate it on a normal basis in their bread and wheat and things like that. So they thought it was just something normal, and they had no reason to believe it was causing these hallucinations that contributed to the Salem witch trials.
Do you think anything like this would happen today?
Yes, I think something like this could happen again because when people are scared, they often look to blame other people as a scapegoat to get them out of the situation they're in or what they're being blamed for.
Right, thank you.
More than 200 people were put in jail for being accused of witchcraft. 20 people and 2 dogs were hanged for also being accused of witchcraft. The first 3 people accused of doing witchcraft were Tituba, Sarah Good, and Sarah Osborne. Tituba was a slave for Reverend Samuel Parris. Tituba said that she has done witchcraft because she says that she tells the white people what they want to hear and was sentenced to go to jail. Sarah Good was convicted of witchcraft and sentenced to death. On July 1692, Sarah Good was hanged. Sarah Osborne never came to trial because she died shackled in prison on May 10, 1692. Governor Phipps, in response to Mather's plea and his own wife questioned for doing witchcraft, stopped any further arrest. Many accused witches were released and dissolved the court of Oyer in Germany on October 29th. Phipps replaced it with the Superior Court of Judicature, which disallowed evidence and only commended 3 out of 56 defendants. Phips eventually pardoned who were in prison on witchcraft charges by May of 1693. We no longer have witch hunts and witch trials today. In 1702, the court declared these trials unlawful. Because of this act, innocent people will no longer be accused of doing witchcraft and go to jail or get hanged. Not until 1957, more than 200 years later, Massachusetts finally apologized for all that had happened in 1692. The Salem witch trials were officially over.